first of all, he came with a great recommendation from another individual who's wildly successful, is known nationally, I would say. And from that, I had trust right there simply because I trusted that other friend. But Aaron proved himself trustworthy from the very beginning. So then at that point, yes, he can work the books. I mean, clearly he can work the books, but I think he really likes to tackle numbers and look at trends, and then look at what are other companies of the same size and kind of in the same service industry, what are they doing and where are we compared to them? Are we in a good position? Are we not in a good position? So I feel, first of all, I feel like he's got my back. That's the biggest thing. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, if something happened to me tomorrow and my company had to continue running without me at all, that I have an accountant on board that's got my back and that could help the company do what it needed to do, whether it would be continue to stay open or whether it would have to close, or we would have to sell it, or they would have to sell it because I wouldn't be here. But he's got my back no matter what. He knows my company inside and out, as from a financial perspective. His reports are really one of the best things. But the fact that I can trust him in my books, which is a big thing for me, because I didn't want anybody in my books, and not because I wasn't doing something I ought not be doing, but I didn't want somebody in my books doing something that they ought not be doing. So that was the biggest hurdle, was trusting somebody to go in my books. And he has access to everything from my accounting software, my banking software, my credit card. He has access to everything. And to give somebody that kind of access to financial information, you have to really trust them first before whether or not they're skilled in their craft. I did find one friend who, oddly enough, while I was in her medical office, and she was telling me something about her accountant or however it came. I don't know why she said anything. We weren't talking about accounting. And I said, you know what? You sound like you need a real accountant who's got your back, because what you have right now doesn't sound like that person has your back. And she was like, no, I don't feel like my accountant does. I said, would you be willing to talk to mine? Because I think he's taking new clients. Let me give you his number. And so I gave her his number. I gave him her number. And I said, hey, listen, and this is what's going on, and connect. And they did. I guess they went to lunch and talked it out. And now they're working together. And I know now that she will be in a better position, and she's already in a good position, but she's going to be in a far better position now that she's working with him, because she wasn't getting the information that she needed. She wasn't seeing the trends. She wasn't seeing the spending habits, and the way the income was coming in and how it was going out. She was not getting that kind of information, and she likes details. So they'll be a great pair. Work out beautifully together. And there's a lot of really great accountants out there, people that love numbers. But I think the difference between Aaron and maybe the average accountant is Aaron really he loves numbers, but he likes people too. And I said earlier that I could not have gone through 2019 without him and still had my company at the end of the year, because of what I was going through. And now I tell him, I told him all last year, I couldn't do this without you. I couldn't do this without you. I would text him, I would email him, I would tell him on the phone. And now we're in 2020, and now I'm not going to do this without you. And I don't want to do this without you, because he was a life preserver. I was on a sinking ship and he was a life preserver. And now I'm on let's say I'm on a yacht or a seaworthy vessel, and he's the captain or maybe I'm the captain and he's my co-captain, however you want to look at it. But I feel like I've got somebody who knows how to navigate the ship in new waters that are uncharted. And I don't want to fall off the ship and have to have another life preserver. So yeah, I feel like I feel like he's on board, and I know he works with a bunch of other companies. I'm not the only one he works with, but I feel like when I do talk to him and when he does give me reports, I do feel like I'm the only one that he's working with, and he's completely dedicated to making sure that my company succeeds and that our books are in line. Even though I know he works with a bunch of other companies, I never feel like I'm just a number. I feel like he really wants to make sure that visual communication interpreting does very, very well every single year.